Chaeyoung emerges from the wrecked car after the crash. Sunjo approaches her, confessing to her that he once dreamt of being like Hoja, human, capable of acting like a normal person. But he realizes now that he's nothing but a monster. He feels no remorse. He kills without hesitation when threatened and hunts for sport, admitting he enjoys the thrill. Chaeyoung tells him that Akiko was his real mother, but Sunjo dismisses her words, insisting that the only person he cares about is Lady Maida, the woman who raised and protected him. She warns him that Maida has been manipulating him all along, but he shrugs it off. Just as he is about to kill her, No Jisoo shoots him in the eye. Chaeyoung coldly tells him that Master Jang will be deeply disappointed to see that Sunjo has fully embraced his monstrous nature. Seizing the moment, Chaeyoung and No Jisoo flee, watching as shadowy figures descend upon Sunjo. No Jisoo escapes by car, while Chaeyoung stays behind to fight the dark figures. Meanwhile, Hoja is locked in a brutal fight with Captain. Captain warns Hoja that Lady Maida will stop at nothing to isolate him, killing everyone around him until he's left alone. A flashback reveals Kwon Young-il begging Maida to spare Hoja's life, with Maida taunting him, asking if he would bet his life on it. Hoja tracks down Maida's current lair. She greets him, lamenting that she was erased from his memories and claiming she felt lonely because of it. Hoja calls her repulsive. Maida, however, mocks him, asserting that human lives are not all equal. She taunts him with the names of people he cares about: Kwon Young-il, his friend the injured police officer, and the child known as number 71, trapped inside the building, forcing him to choose who to save. She also reveals that Chaeyoung is elsewhere in the building, moments away from being submerged in the water tank, where she will lose her memories, just as Hoja did a year ago, or drown. Hoja is stunned by the impossible choice laid before him. Maida tells him he must choose who to save. Hoja attacks Maida, but is soon overwhelmed by shadowy creatures. He fights his way through, determined to save his friends first, who are trapped with the monsters below. Maida releases nitrogen gas into the chamber where Hoja is fighting, but he manages to escape with his two friends and the child. Then he races to save Chaeyoung. Captain cruelly informs Chaeyoung that Hoja has abandoned her to save others. He places her in the water tank with rapidly dropping temperatures, intending to induce cardiac arrest. As she begins to lose consciousness, Chaeyoung whispers that she wishes she could be with Hoja, regretful of the things she never got to experience with him. Captain watches in disbelief as the Neijin begins to react, despite his assumption that it was dormant. Meanwhile, Sunjo survives the earlier attack and confronts Lady Maida, who admits that she planned to kill him a year ago when he chose Hoja over her. Sunjo demands to know if she ever saw him as her son. Maida, cold and detached, tells him that she trained him to be untethered and self-reliant, perfect in her eyes. In a final act of defiance, Sunjo stabs her, proclaiming he will never be bound to her again. He throws her into a pit, watching her as she disintegrates with a smile on her face. Chaeyoung's heart stops and Captain prepares to take the Neijin from her. Just in time, Hoja arrives and engages in a brutal fight with Captain and his goons. As he breaks the glass of the water tank to free Chaeyoung, memories of their intimate moments flood his mind. The glass shatters and the police arrive. Hoja's friend, along with the child, are safe. The police, however, are hindered as they need a warrant for a full investigation. Captain notices the Neijin, which has emerged from Chaeyoung's neck, lying in a puddle on the floor. The scene shifts to present-day Korea, where the news reports on investigation into illegal human experiments, though the lab where they occurred remains undiscovered. People's memories of the events have been completely wiped. Chaeyoung, now living a quiet life, wears the bracelet Hoja gave her in Season 1. Sharing a meal with her mother, she denies having a boyfriend, but describes a recurring dream where she chases after someone she doesn't recognize. As she walks outside, she locks eyes with Hoja. They smile at each other as if they've known each other for years, and the series ends on a bittersweet note.